What's up, guys? For the battles here. I hope you guys are all enjoying the Sinister Cup as much as I am. I find it to be a pretty fun cup, and I'm just gonna go to a whole bunch of tournaments, and I'm gonna take you guys on a trip through most of them, hopefully all of them if I have the time. And so I'm just gonna tell you about a tournament I did today. Now, it was at Sacramento State University this morning. And I did okay. I ended up going 3-2 for the tournament, which I'm not like that happy about. But because you play all three battles now, you get like more credit if you win, the third battle or go 3-0. And so I ended up winning actually 11 out of 15 total battles. So like I'm okay with it. I had already done my weighted tournament earlier in the month, and I won that one, and so it didn't like affect my rank too much, and I'm guessing the extra wins helped it. So it was an okay day. It was a beautiful day, good weather. I ended up doing the raid that was at the gym that the tournament was held at and got my second shiny Giratina. So I was pretty happy with that, and I'm just gonna take you on a few of these battles, and appreciate you guys being along for the ride, and I hope you guys can learn from my mistakes and just better craft your own teams and trios. And thank you for watching. Let's jump right into those battles. Beautiful location for a tournament. It was an outdoor tournament. Really appreciated the sunshine. I'm just gonna start our first battle here. Now we are fighting Deserrata 03, who actually did pretty well in this tournament. He went 4-1, and right away I lose this lead, and I brought double ghosts in case I lost the lead. I could go into one and then still have another one. I went into the more versatile ghost because the dust claps with the fire punch, expecting a Steelix, and then so I'm just gonna get as many fire punches off as I can and try to take back this lost lead. And then it goes a little differently depending on if he shields or not. I would expect him like not to shield. It's a tough call, but he did end up shielding, and so I'm going to be able to go into the Steelix with what I want and have like a little time to get some energy. Maybe I could go in and get a couple pups. I could get a pup and then charge up to a psychic and save it for the next guy. So sometimes shielding in this situation when you're the Steelix is not always a good idea, but it does keep him in the position of keeping that lead position, and so he will get to see my Pokemon first again. And so I'm gonna go in with my Medicham, and then hopefully just be able to farm up on this Steelix and not have to eat one of his charge moves. So that worked out that way. And then there's just nothing I can really do against this Slowbro. So I'm gonna go into my second ghost. And I gotta watch out for this Ice Beam here. So it's pretty much gonna force one of my shields, and I would expect him to book it out of this match pretty quickly if his team is set up in a way that is smart. I would expect him to switch pretty soon. Maybe before taking this charge would have been a better idea. Because he actually does have a counter. As long as it's got Ice Punch, he's got a pretty good position here. The Poliwrath can beat the Drifblim in most scenarios, unless there's some serious misblocking. So I would expect an Ice Punch to be coming right about now. And so I do go ahead and shield because I have got a pretty good amount of energy built up at this point. But it was a power-up punch, so maybe he doesn't have Ice Punch. Maybe it's just trying to get some boosted bubbles. I'm not sure. I was actually kind of worried right here because I'm like, okay, well, wait, does he have the Ice Punch? But it just ended up being a power-up punch, and it allowed me to save a lot of energy on that Driftblim and switch out right into my Psychic, and that will just delete the Poliwrath. It was actually a mistake. I should have just thrown Power-Up Punch there. I did not need to throw that Psychic. It wasted a lot of energy, and it made this end match a lot riskier for me because I am going to have to eat this move, and if it had been Psychic, it would have been a little bit worse for me. Not 100% sure if I would have survived. But fortunately for me, very fortunately, I was able to come out of that error and was able to get the Psychic off. So yeah, I definitely made an error there and was lucky to come out of it. I was lucky to win after losing the lead and making an error. But you learn for every match. So that was my win against trainer Deserrata. I actually lost the other two. He was one of my two losses. And so we're going to go into this battle. I lost this battle. I lost this lead as well. So I'm going to try to get out of here as soon as I can. There is some play, but I don't really like playing the Dusclops Steelix because I'm not Feint Attack, and I didn't come in with extra energy from a swap. So I'm not going to do very well. So I was forced to switch out. Well, not forced, but chose to switch out. And I did bring my double fighters in case I needed to switch out if I faced a steel first, and it did happen. And this isn't great for me. Slowbro resists all of these charge moves, so he does not really have to block. I'm not really sure if 2 dynamic punches would have been better or 3 ice punches. Either way, it's not gonna do very much, and just Slowbro is just able to farm me down pretty much, and then he'll get a lot of energy for his next. So this is definitely a scary position for Poliwrath right now, and he is up a lot of energy, and he's got 2 shields still. So I'm going to go in with this Dusclops, and I don't want to take too many charge moves from this, but I think I'm going to have to be forced to block at least one. That was an error right there. I think I overcharged my Shadow Punch, and I was forced to use my shield where I could have gotten a shadow right there. And so yeah, that was an error for sure. We're going to see what he comes in with next. He's still got 2 shields, and so it is not looking good for me now. I've got some energy, so I'm just gonna lay it into this Driftblim. Should be able to get 2 because he came in with 0 energy, and I had a bunch. So we're just going to get these Shadow Punches off. But unfortunately, the Shadow Punch doesn't do very much. Clops is really better as like a swap. But it's a terrible closer, in my opinion. So this was like a risk. It's this shield. If I could have gotten that Shadow Punch off, it would have changed a lot. I felt... I don't know if that shield was a good idea, but I don't think I had much chance either way because I did have this Medicham in the back. So I switched to try to beat the Shadow Ball, and I was about 2 turns away. So it's going to be the end of this match, unfortunately. If I just would have... I'm not sure how I could have played it differently. I could have not overcharged that Shadow Punch that... a few turns ago, and if I would have been able to get that off and not use a shield, that definitely could have helped that match out. So that was match 1, and we're going to jump into match 2 right now. I'm just going to show a few battles from each match because otherwise there would be way too many. And so this was trainer Pas Thunderous, and we have got the mirror going on. Now, I share a disdain for the mirror with many. I hate this mirror. It's just a guessing game. And at this point, I kind of thought that Pas Thunderous did too. So I'm like, all right, he's going to get out of here. He's going to not risk the guessing game. And he went into a Poliwrath, and I didn't have like a hard counter, actually. So it's actually kind of okay for him. I'm expecting an Ice Punch to come eventually. I was a little surprised with the power-up punch, but I'm thinking, okay, well, good for me. We went from a tie to basically another tie. Depends on shields. And so I'm just gonna chunk away at this Polyrath and kind of let him decide how I shield. This at this point, I'm thinking, does this Polyrath not have Ice Punch? But at the same time, the just so many power up punches and the boosted bubbles are kind of doing the work of the Ice Punch anyway, and we're actually still pretty even. And so I'm not sure how this is gonna go at this point. I got another power up punch, and I'm still surprised. I've got 2 shields to 1, so that will help me later. And I'm not sure what he's gonna do. Is he gonna shield? Is he gonna keep this Polyrath? He did choose to shield, and so at this point I'm thinking he just doesn't have Ice Punch, and he is all in. And I do want to keep the advantage, but it hurts to give up a shield on like a power-up punch. So because I had some energy, and I still wasn't sure if he had the Ice Punch or not, I did go ahead and shield that one. And then he got off another one. So this actually, like, it kind of surprised me. It didn't expect this to go this way. I guess with energy and just a fully boosted Polyrath, it just does okay in the Klops mirror. So... or Klops match. It's not really a mirror. But so we're back into my Steelix, and at this point I'm thinking, well, I don't want to lose it because I'm low enough to where an Earthquake would just like take me out. So I blocked a Crunch, and that is just a bad idea. But he is down shields, so I was able to get rid of most of this Steelix, and then I go right into the Drifblim, because I'm thinking it's low enough for an Ominous Wind to take out now, and a Crunch couldn't take me out. And then I think I'll just be able to fast move him down and just get a Shadow Ball for whatever comes next. And then I still have some Steelix in the back, but it wasn't going to be necessary because we just was able to get just enough energy for that Shadow Ball, and we will be able to close out the match. Alright, so that was a game with Pas Thunderous, and we're going to jump into our next battle. Now, this battle kind of psyched me out because this is my personal coach. This is the guy I have been crafting teams with all season. We actually crafted his team like together. We and I know his strategies, and it psyched me out, and I didn't lead what I thought I should anyway. And so like I thought, oh, lead Bast, he's gonna lead guard, but then I thought, oh, he's gonna know I'm gonna do that, so don't do that. And you know what, I psyched myself out, and I should have just led that Bast, but instead I led the Muddy into the guard, and it was a very hard lost lead. So I immediately switched into my safe swap, and which is Duxcops, because I expect that Steelix to come out. I got a fast move. I missed a fast move there. But really my only chance at this is to double shield, and then I hope he doesn't double shield, so I can win the advantage of seeing his Pokemon first. But I know him, and I knew he would double shield if I did. And so just because we've been doing this so many times already, that's why in the bottom corner our teams are like that, because I didn't even take a picture of his tournament page team because I already knew it and I knew his strategies. And so we're just going to play this out. I was actually able to get 1 win against him, but he did 2 and 1 me. And so we're going to see, I think I win the next one. And it's a kind of a weird way. I almost shouldn't have, just because I know exactly how we crafted the team, and I will go over why I shouldn't have when we get to it. So right now we're just playing out the motions. I need to use my shields on something, and I do have a lot of energy on this Steelix, but he is not gonna let me take back this advantage. I could have maybe just thrown a Crunch, hoping he shields. I think that was a one opportunity that I missed here. Was I should have baited there. I had a little bit of a chance, I definitely would have gotten, so I could have crunched, and then I would have gotten to an earthquake again, and then I might have had enough for like another crunch before he got a different move. Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard lost lead to come back from, especially when he knows what you're gonna do. So that was a game one with my own personal coach who helped me so much, but I was dreading facing in a tournament. All right, so we're going to see this next battle. Now, I lead drift, he leads guard, and from our practice and after tournament, right after this tournament, we went through this match again. See, this is a high attack guard, and like he's waited his tournament already, and I waited mine. So we're gonna share like the secret. This is a high attack guard, and if all goes right, it's supposed to beat the drift blim in the one shield, but he lost a fast move here in tournament. And we did a bunch of videos after proving that this guard beats the drift in the one shield. I shouldn't have been able to get this second ominous wind off, or he wouldn't have played this way had he known that he would lose a fast move. What he wanted to do is come in, he would have blocked one and then fast moved me down and still had a shadow ball, but it didn't work out that way because he lost a fast move. And so basically his plan failed, and then he was forced to give up that switch advantage or give up that swap advantage. And then there's not really much you can do when the team is well balanced and lined up. So yeah, I'm gonna do a video in the next couple days about the high attack guard and how that charm, breakpoint changes the drift blim match, because it doesn't change the mirror. It's still a tie. It doesn't change how it takes out fighters. So if you optimize your guard, you're going to be able to beat the lead drift blim and only use one shield. And so yeah, that'll be in the next couple days. I'm pretty tired right now, but I look forward to getting that out to you. So yeah, I just wanted to explain why he played that way. If he had been under the impression that we have practiced that his guard beats the drift blim in the one shield, he wouldn't have shielded there. But unfortunately, sometimes you can't control. You just can't control phones, and you just honestly you have to tap really, really, really fast. It's really easy to lose a fast move. So, all right, we're just playing it out, and because of that unfortunate fast move, he does end up losing this match. But he won the next one. So him and Deserrata, they were my tournament losses, and they were good guys to lose to. They were both 4-1. So I definitely learned. I learned to trust my gut and don't be psyched out. All right, so we are going to go into our next battle, and just thankful Ice9 allowed me to get that one win. All right, we are fighting Ocean Warlocks now, and this team, I went right in with Muddy versus Mala, and he didn't switch. So I'm like, okay, well then I'm guessing the rest of his team is also weak to this Metacham. So I'm just gonna go all out and. No reason to switch. I know that a Mawile cannot get off a play rough before dying to a Metacham, so anything that he throws right now is just going to be Power Up Punch or an off meta move like a Vice Grip that isn't gonna do very much to me. So it couldn't be play rough. It's got to be Vice Grip or Power Up Punch. So there's no need to block here. I'll just keep boosting this Muddy up. I might be able to just farm down. He does switch, but he switches into something else weak to the Metacham. So I am just gonna, so yeah, it does look like his team was just weak to this Metacham. That's why he didn't switch out of that hard lost lead. So since I'm already boosted, I could go for a Psychic, but since I'm already pretty boosted, I'm just gonna keep going for counters. And then here, it might have been an error to block this. It was a little bit greedy. just because I wasn't able to get to my next power-up punch. The counters did quite a bit on the way down, but I wasn't able to get to my next power-up punch, so I do think that shield might have just been a flat-out mistake. And then I'm just going to be able to go in with, I went in with the Clops just in case he gets an ice punch. I didn't want to go in with the Drift Blim and be forced to block that. So I'm just going to, I am going to throw a Shadow Punch because these bites hurt quickly and I don't want to stick around too long. And then he blocked it. So that definitely surprised me. And now I will just fast move him down. So I'll get a little bit of energy and now he's down both shields. And so this isn't like an amazing match for me, but fortunately I did have some energy. It would be a little bit better if I had a feint attack. The Hex is not nearly as good with Steelix on the Cops, but I'm just going to fire punch it down. And then fortunately I have another Mon in the back. I think I will be able to get one. No, I'm not going to get one more. I'm not going to shield. I am going to save it for my Drift Blim in the back. Even though I think at this point, even if he did crunch me, it would definitely take two. And I've got a shield. So we had some lag, but we both did. And it didn't matter that much. So I'm just going to take this crunch just in case there's two in a row or something. I guess I'll go ahead and throw the shield. Better safe than sorry. And then I'll just go for the Shadow Ball. I think the Ominous Wind would have KO'd at this point, but there was like no need. The Shadow Ball was ready. All right, so good game. And we are going to go into the next game. Now I see, I saw a lot of weakness to Meditam on this team, and so I lit it again, and then I did lose this lead. So I'm going to go ahead and switch into one of my double ghosts, because just in case they beat one, I've got the other. So I'm going to go in, get some energy. I was surprised he didn't switch, because this is definitely a good situation for Drift Blim. Do have to block something, because although I was running double ground, a lot of people do not run double ground, and because he did choose to stay, I'm guessing he's one of those people. So it's either going to be like Psychic, Gyro Ball, and I did block it because I didn't want to lose too much of the Drift Blim. It's a little bit glassy. So I'm going to bait him because I've got a lot of energy. I've got enough for Shadow Ball, but I've almost got enough for two Ominous Winds. So he did not take the bait, but it did do quite a bit of damage. So if he doesn't block this one, it will KO. And then if he does, I will probably just block whatever he has. I get the boost, so now it definitely will block whatever he has. But I think either way, I would have been able to get to... No, I didn't want to risk it. Yeah, I'm going to go into the Dusclops because even a Shadow Ball would not KO the Dusclops. I like that it is so tanky. So I went in, I'm going to take the Bone Club, and then I'm going to get a whole bunch of energy for the next guy. All right, back into the Clay Doll, and this is, I'm like, okay, this is okay for Clay, this is okay for me. Clay Doll is weak to Ghost, so nothing's really gonna come from this Clay Doll. Must be the other things also weak to Ghost. I think it would have been a better plan if he had just come in with this Poliwrath and then save that Clay Doll. Although he knows I've got a Drift Blim, so I guess it's weak to it as well. So we're just going to go through the motions with this nearly mirror, but I'm already weighed down in health. And I'm thinking he is boosted. He's got that power-up punch. So now these bubbles are going to be pretty boosted, and then an ice punch will just KO at this point. So I'm just going to keep chunking away, and then I want to get him close enough to where an ominous wind would just take him out. But those boosted ice punches will get you. So I'm just gonna come in with my Medi. There's not really anything he can do right now. He's got like a hydro pump I don't know about, but I think I knew his moves. So that's gonna be the end of this game and the end of the tournament. For us, it was a good tournament, a nice little tournament. Ended up 3-0 with 3 people, 1-2 for the rest. I definitely learned to trust my instincts. And so if you guys enjoyed it, stick around. A couple days I'm going to have that Driftbloom versus Guard video out.